It's usually around this time that everyone is back to work and the holidays are well behind us, prompting more action from buyers and sellers across the real estate market. This typically causes a small and steady pace up to the spring market, which starts in March. But buying a house might be a little bit different this year. So let's talk about the outlook of 2022 for buyers. Hey, it's Aquontis Garlington, the Monterey Peninsula's best real estate agent. On this channel, I talk about getting you into homeownership, the equity you can gain from owning a home, and the importance of participating in your community. If you're here for one of those things or even more, make sure you subscribe. As I mentioned previously, buyers and sellers are typically gearing up to go for the spring market, but we may see a bit less activity going on from buyers, and that's for a lot of different reasons. Last year's spring market was really brutal, and some buyers just all out gave up. The number of homes for sale hit a 40-year low. Like, we just didn't have enough to sell. Bidding wars were more common than not, and buyers maybe couldn't offer as much as was needed to conquer some of their competition. And home prices never slowed down. To get a sense of what will happen this year, we have to look at what economists have been paying attention to, and that's housing supply inventory. We've been talking about housing inventory since 2018, and it still remains to be a really big focus. The homes for sale on last year's spring market were 43% lower than pre-pandemic levels. So we just do not have enough to sell. With so many people, especially millennials, looking to take advantage of low interest rates, housing supply will really dictate what buyers are able to accomplish during this year. As of December of last year, there were 1 million homes on the US market for sale. That's 17.8% down from December 2020 and 37.8% down from December 2019, when 1.7 million homes were on the market for sale. This just means that the market is tighter now than what it was when we were going into the 2021 spring market. And simply put, if you're a home buyer, you might be in for a little bit more heartache than what you're willing to deal with. Towards the end of last year's spring market, we really hoped that inventory would increase, and it did during the summer and fall seasons. We basically thought that as vaccines became more available, those that were elderly, being more cautious, and immunocompromised would consider putting their homes on the market, and a lot of them did. While inventory did increase, it just couldn't increase enough to kind of slow down the demand from buyers who are looking to take advantage of the market right now. This lack of inventory isn't just sprinkled across certain regions of the country or specific markets. This is a nationwide problem, and we're seeing that day by day. One thing that has been up in the air until last week has been interest rates. The Fed has been constantly talking and giving information about them looking at increasing interest rates to kind of combat the inflation that we're experiencing right now. And on Wednesday of last week, the Fed gave a response and put out an article saying, hey, we're looking to increase those rates. Here's what they said. With inflation well above 2% and a strong labor market, the committee expects it will be appropriate to raise the target range for the federal funds rate. And then Jerome Powell went on to say, I would say the committee is of a mind to raise the federal funds rate at the March meeting, assuming the conditions are appropriate for doing so. Now, mortgage rates have been on the rise for quite some time now, but we may start to see more people acting on that. Here's the reason why. Long-term, having higher interest rates will slow down the home prices. But in the short term, fear of missing out is really going to cause some of those people who have been on the fence to buy to really take action. So the spring market this year and the rest of the year might be a bit more competitive than what we thought. All in all, 2022 seems to be gearing up to remain a seller's market, but buyers have a ripe opportunity to take advantage of the historically low interest rates that are available right now. So if you're a buyer, make sure you have your finances together, make sure you're pre-approved so that you can get out there with a realtor like myself to take a look at homes to buy. If you're a seller, there is absolutely no reason for you to wait. You need to get your home on the market as soon as possible because there are buyers out there. The demand is high. But of course, you have my number, you got my email, and you can contact me anytime. And remember, representation is key.